Hundreds of protesters have been detained following the storming Brazil's presidential palace, Congress and Supreme Court on Sunday in the capital Brasilia. Supporters of former President Jair Bolsonaro still don't recognize Luiz Inacio Lula da Silva's victory more than a week after he was sworn in. President Lula's administration has vowed to punish the protesters.
We had the crime of coup d'etat. That's the name in the penal code, so that there is no doubt about it. We had the crime of attempted violent abolition of the democratic rule of law. We had the crime of damage.
After Bolsonaro supporters stormed the government buildings, the army and police removed them from their camp in front of a military base in the capital, Brasilia. An investigation is now underway to track down the ringleaders of the riot. According to Lula's administration, those responsible for the damage will have to pay for the repairs.
To avoid other attacks to Brazilian democratic institutions after the arrests in Brasilia, camps where many protesters stayed for more than 70 days in the surroundings of military headquarters were dismantled. This happened in a lot of cities, like Sao Paulo, where security forces asked the protesters to leave and tents were removed during the day.
We talked to a lot of officers from the military police and from the army. There are still some people talking to them, trying to negotiate, but I believe that we achieved our goal, which was to show the world that the majority elected Bolsonaro and that we don't accept other results.
Police officers confirmed to TRT World there was negotiation and that the protesters didn't resist the removal. Although they questioned the results, there is no evidence of any irregularity in Lula's victory.
Shame on the armed forces. They don't do anything. I am not crazy. I'm normal. But I want some action from the army and the police. They have to save us.
The president tweeted a statement signed by the presidents of the Senate, the Deputies Chamber, and the Supreme Court, rejecting what they are calling the terrorist attacks on Brazilian institutions. Lula also condemned the lack of security that resulted in the attack. Meanwhile, the international community is voicing their support for Lula's democratically elected administration and condemning the attacks. U.S. President Joe Biden has spoken to Lula and invited him to Washington in February, while he is under pressure to deport Bolsonaro, who was hospitalized on Monday in Florida due to abdominal pain. Luciana Taddeo, Sao Paulo, TRT World.